gentlemen, I am John Griffiths, the founder of Verus Property Investments. You're joining us here today on the Entrepreneur's Journal Insight Entries. Now, I'm not too sure which one this is because there's going to be a lot coming over the following months, but I wanted to talk about something specific to myself in this video, and it's something that's really developed within me over a very long time. I may be very young, but the vast majority of my life has been a development of this insight that had revealed to me once, and that was trusting in the process, having confidence in yourself, in the process, and for lack of better words, and what I feel best puts this into perspective, the need to take a leap of faith, and the fact that we take leaps of faith all the time. It is a permanent characteristic of our existence. It's a perpetual taking a leap of faith in everything we do. And I'll give you perhaps a couple of examples to put this into perspective. Have you ever seen those glass bridges? And you can see through it, obviously, and a lot of people are kind of a little bit scared of walking across that bridge. Any action you try to do in life, there's when you make the action, the outcome, the desired outcome, A, B, these two pillars, the action, the outcome. In between that is a bridge, a period that time elapses from you doing that action to having the outcome actually occur. During this space in between these two pillars, there is nothing that you can do besides fully commit to the action that you decided to commit, and fully commit to that action, and it'll see you through to the other edge. And quite often we have difficulty with trusting in that process. We're too concerned with not actually getting the outcome, even if we do commit to that action. So again, going back to the glass bridge, it's like you have those two pillars, the action, the outcome. Between that is this glass bridge, and to get to the outcome, which regardless if you do the action, you may still not get the outcome that you've decided. That's part of life. Nothing is certain, meaning with everything some uncertainty remains, and there comes a time where you have to just say, I'll take this leap of faith. But you have to have trust in the bridge to support your wing, to not break, to not give way, and any number of things to not happen to throw you off that bridge. You may stumble, the wind might be strong, someone may push you, any number of things could happen to prevent you from getting across that bridge to the other side, where hopefully the outcome will be there and you'll be able to manifest that. Now, I'll use a personal example, personal experience, where this revealed itself to me most. But at the time I was far too young and arrogant, ignorant to understand the gravity of what happened. So I was on a school trip. I was probably about 14, and we were climbing in some caves, and we're climbing across this cave's wall face, and for a good period of time there were little offcuts that were jagged, and sticking out from the wall's edge. So you could keep on stepping on top of these little bits of rock that was sticking out from the face and still support your weight, and you could hold on to the rope. But you didn't need to entirely rely on the rope to support your weight, because you had these little bits you could put your feet on as you went across the face. But then there came a point in that where the edge was just, it suddenly became all smooth, totally smooth. So there's nothing you could put your feet on top of to support your weight, not be pulled down by gravity. So I paused and I thought for a moment. The thought that went through my mind was, I can't support myself across this wall, but I am tied to a rope, and I have had this anxiety about trusting the rope. What if it doesn't support my weight? What if it gives way? What if, because of all of that, I fall and something awful happens? And then I suddenly thought, because me being young and quite egotistical, I didn't want to look weak in front of everyone else, so I very quickly came to this conclusion: to put confidence into the rope that was supporting me, and to believe that it would genuinely support my weight and that I would be able to put my feet actually on the wall edge and go across it. That's what I did, and I made it across, no problem. Then a second event happened in my life much later. I was doing a charity skydive on behalf of Verus Property Investments a couple of years ago now, for Bernardo's great charity, and first time ever in plane, so we're climbing up to the height, and I'm feeling a little bit anxious, but yet again didn't want to appear weak, so I kept it all to myself and dealt with it and put on a brave face, and I suppose no one could notice. And the door swung open of the plane, and we waddled to the edge of it, and looking down, weather conditions were so bad that day that we actually heard over the radio, should we cancel this? The weather conditions are pretty bad. And he's like, nah, it'll be okay. That's what I wanted to hear. I thought, awful weather conditions, all the better. It's my first time going, it'll make the experience that much better. But I'm looking down, it's just a blanket of whiteness. I'm thinking, well, if I could see the floor, I think that would have made it worse. So this probably ain't too bad. And then I felt the centre of my mass just tilt forward, and then start falling. And in what felt like a couple of seconds, I was totally locked within my mind, with my own thoughts. Everything else kind of melted away. I was just falling, and I was with the fear that I felt. And my heart was just beating, pumping, just trying to burst out my chest. I genuinely felt like I was going to have a panic attack. I had a couple in the past, and it wasn't far-fetched that something like that could potentially trigger something like that. So my mind instantly went to that place and thought. And then my thoughts took on the form of relatively negative ones, like, oh God, you're going to have a panic attack. You're falling at 150 miles per hour from God knows how high up. This is the wrong time to have a panic attack, because any number of things could go wrong from that point onwards. And then the same thought occurred to me. I was like, well, if I did have a panic attack, there's nothing to do about it. There's nothing that could be done. And in terms of the parachute not working and the backup parachute not working, slim chances, but in my life I have experienced minutely improbable things happen multiple times to me. Just for me, a slim probability isn't so far-fetched. But I'd already made the decision to jump out of the plane. It was far too late to, to change my mind. I'd already committed to action. I was forced to cross that bridge, and I could not turn back. I'd taken my leap of faith. For a moment, I wanted to step back because I was frightened, but I had no choice in the matter. And as soon as I came to that conclusion, and the same thought crossed my mind from earlier on in my life, where trust in the process, trust in your action to follow you through to the other side. And that's what I did. And within those couple of seconds, a lot of thinking happened, a lot of very heavy thoughts happened, and then I felt perfectly fine. And I enjoyed the rest of the fall. And it's something that I can't wait to do again. If anything, I'm probably more anxious for it this time around, but that won't stop me. But going back to the reason why I'm sharing this is, you have to realise that everything has uncertainty with it. And if everything comes naturally with an element of uncertainty, how do you deal with that uncertainty? Well, if it's in everything, in a way, you can sort of deduct it. If everything has a potential for uncertainty, then there's no escaping that. So the idea of truly being certain of anything is a lie. So that means it's totally within your own mind to choose to be certain of something, to choose to have confidence in a person, in a team member, in your romantic partner, to choose to have trust in them, to not cheat on you, these kind of things. So that's what I learned. It's a different level of confidence, or perhaps that's what confidence really is suspending temporarily even your doubt, the anxiety, the uncertainty, the paranoia, all of those doubtful emotions and feelings. Just suspend them temporarily, whilst you commit to the process that you will follow to get the outcome that you are aiming for. So with this, whenever I find myself in a situation where I'm very uncomfortable, I remind myself that I've placed myself in this situation, I'm not escaping it, so therefore the next move is to just fully and completely commit to the action, to the process, to the present moment, and to truly experience it for what it is, and to place absolute trust that it will work out. And even if it doesn't work out, I still place absolute trust that I will be able to endure such failures and whatever hardships come as a consequence of the actions that I commit myself to. Now, I truly hope that is beneficial to you or someone that you know. I truly do believe that that is probably one of the most important things I've learned in my life, and it popped up in two very memorable events throughout my life, and I truly do think a lot of people can benefit from this type of thinking, because a lot of us do struggle with feelings of anxiety, doubt and uncertainty, but they're permanent characteristics of existence. There is no escaping it. So what do you do if it's permanent? To have confidence in yourself, to be able to place that confidence or trust in something for just long enough to see if it works out or not. I'm John Griffiths, the founder of Verus Property Investments. I hope that was a good talk for you guys. I really enjoyed speaking about that. Again, I feel very passionate about this. But anyhow, this is John Griffiths of Verus Property Investments, wishing you all the very best. Have a lovely day.